Businessman, pastor from Dallas, Texas. So let's get to some topics here too. We were talking before we had you on while you're sipping your coffee out there in the break room. We're talking about eminent domain. That's pretty prominent on a lot of voters' minds here in the state, and for example, people up in Wright County as well. You're a candidate that doesn't support any type of legislation for a 90% voluntary easement that had just went through the House, failed in the Senate. Just explain your thoughts as it relates to eminent domain.
Every single day, our freedoms are getting infringed upon, whether it's freedom of press, freedom of speech, and now here, even the freedom and the rights that we have to own land. So the Fifth Amendment covers this pretty clearly, that as landowners, we have due process rights. And if they use eminent domain as a way to use your land, it should be for public use. I really don't see this as a public use pipeline. I know there's some argument to that, but it doesn't look like it's being used for the public. Not like water, not like gas utilities or anything like that. So I'm standing with landowners that don't want it. If somebody wants it, that's fine, but to use eminent domain, I believe is an infringement upon their rights. So we're standing with landowners. We came out publicly. We're the only presidential candidate that's done that so far. I'm actually calling on every presidential candidate to do that. The reason is that if we give them an inch, sometimes the government will take a mile. We have to be able to recognize this could set a precedent beyond what any landowner wants to have in the future. So that's why I'm standing for it.
Is that what voters have been communicating with you too, specifically here in Iowa? Have you heard about that?
Everywhere I go. So when we first started, it was 65 counties I've been to, every single one. Ryan, what do you think about the CO2 pipeline? My first answer is, well, it's a state issue, but then everybody kept sharing with me. So I dove into it further, really making a stand here. This is pretty clear to me. Now, if somebody wants it, that's fine, but to really require it based on eminent domain, it's the wrong thing to do.
So last night, like I mentioned, the Faith and Freedom Fall Banquet here at the Iowa Event Center, candidates laying out their views on abortion and how they view the role of the federal government in a post-Dobbs world. What do you think the proper role is here for the federal government now that it's kicked back to the states? Do you think that some type of legislation needs to be passed through Congress, or what would you do?
Well, I do. I think right now, though, at the end of the day, we've got to change the culture of life in our country. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, nobody's heart changed. So people in California, people in New York, wherever you are, if you are pro-life, you're pro-life. If you're pro-choice, you're still pro-choice. I want to help change hearts in the culture of life, and I think then we can really, truly begin to have a national law on this. But it's going to take that, because I don't think you can get it through right now. So what do we need to do that? Well, we need to really start care for young women in a moment of crisis, financially support. We need counseling. We need to make sure that we're educating young people the consequences of sex outside of marriage and what this really means. Helping people, though, is real important. Starting an adoption movement, foster care movement to really bring people into our homes, making it affordable, easier. We need to change the culture of life here in our country desperately. I believe God cares about that. We're talking about that at Faith and Freedom. We must do something. I believe there should be a ban, but as we really gather and change our hearts, I think that's when we'll go into effect the best.
I want to talk a little bit about the economy as it relates to inflation here, too. You mentioned last night some action you would take if you were to win the office of the President of the United States, too. Just explain that to our viewers here, too, of what you would do first day in office to tackle the inflation that a lot of people around the country are feeling.
First of all, we have to educate everybody why we have it. Look right in the camera. Tell everyone we have $32 trillion in debt because of reckless spending. Leaders trying to buy your votes for too many reasons. They're looking for advantages for you, and they're actually piling on debt. We're set to be $50 trillion in 8 years, which means 15% of our budget is going to be on interest payments. We don't have the money for it. So we're borrowing money, which is causing inflation. So we're basically printing money for that. And now as the Fed tries to raise rates to stop the inflation, they're hurting banks. It's a spiral of doom. We're about to go into stagflation like we had in the 70s, and I am just shouting this message, let's stop this. Now, to navigate through it, we have to prudently cut. I have a balanced budget amendment and bill to really go through. It's called a 7-year economic rescue plan. I'm also saying this, though. We need to unleash energy. We need to make sure we revise health care and get rid of some of these deep regulations. This will free our economy. We can navigate along the way. This is why I'm running. I'm a CEO that sees these things, and I know we can do it, but we have to do it the right way. We can't keep doing what we've been doing. Most Republican candidates are like, let the music play on. Just, if you remember that scene from the Titanic, playing the songs, they're kind of going about the same thing, maybe talking about cuts, but if we don't have wisdom in this, we will fail.
Last question for you. I appreciate your time, and this is specifically just addressing our viewers and Iowa voters. 30 seconds, your pitch for why you're the man for the job.
Wow. Look in here?
You look right here, actually.
All right.
You can look right there.
Well, great to be with you. Thank you, Zach. In Iowa, I've been to 65 counties. I've been sharing with everybody, why am I running and why am I the best candidate? I'm a CEO. I've got a deep understanding of the economy and the way it works. And I've been doing this for 20 years, helping middle market business owners see the cost of capital and what it means to their business. So we're seeing right now the cost of capital for everybody. Houses are higher, rents are higher, to own a car is higher, college students are struggling to get a job. I'm also a pastor. I see the division in our country. It's time for our party to transcend our party. Grow the party by reaching out to the poor, to the immigrant, to those that are most needy in society with a true Republican alternative to socialism. I also know what time it is. It's time. We have to do something different. We're going to be $50 trillion in debt. We're in war. We have an open border. We have healthcare crisis with healthcare costing 40% higher inflation than regular inflation for 20 years. I'm the candidate that can do something about it, and that's why I'm running, to bring us back to an economic revival and a spiritual revival.
And speaking of time, we're out of it. Mr. Beakley, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. We'll be right back when Today in Iowa Sunday returns.